Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting with the fourth topic in arithmetic, that is interest. Till now we have done three topics of arithmetic and some videos on previous year questions for those topics. Before watching this, I would recommend you watch the previous video and then come to the fourth topic, that is interest. So, talking about interest, I'm pretty sure you have heard this term, what interest is. So basically when you go to bank, you keep your money with them. That bank keeps that money with them, uses that money wherever they want, and after some time they give you your money back plus some extra money, that is called as interest. I hope you understand. So today we are going to learn a lot of terms associated with interest like principal, time, rate of interest and so on, right? So let's start. So before starting, we have to understand what these three terms are: what principal is, what interest is, and what time is. Okay. So I will show you what exactly happens when you keep your money with the bank. Suppose this is a bank and this is a person who goes to the bank and he keeps, suppose, rupees 500 with the bank. So 500 rupees he has given to the bank. Bank has this 500 rupees with them. Now, what exactly is happening in the background? Bank will give this 500 rupees to some company, suppose say Reliance. So this is what is happening in the background. So Reliance will get this money of 500 rupees which we have given to the bank, and Reliance after some time, suppose after 1 year, Reliance give this 500 back plus suppose 10% extra, right? 10% extra Reliance pays back. So 10% extra means 500 rupees of the original amount plus 10% 50 rupees extra as an interest to the bank, or as an interest to the bank, right? Now bank has got this 10% extra. Now what will bank do? They will keep, suppose say 5 6% with themselves out of this 10%. For what? For running the banks, for running the ATMs, for different operational expenses, right? And the remaining 4%, what they are going to do? They are going to give this 4% to the person who has originally given this 500 rupees to them 1 year before. I hope this is clear. So what exactly is happening? So this is a bank. You go to the bank and you give some money to the bank, suppose 500 rupees. After some time, suppose after 1 year, what bank will do? Bank will give you this 500 back plus some money, extra money, say, and that is called as interest, right? So this is what we are going to learn today. So what is principal? Whatever amount you have deposited in the bank is the principal. You just don't have to go into the deep definition. You just have to understand whatever you have kept with the bank, the amount you have kept with the bank, that is principal, right? I hope this is clear. Now talking about interest, whatever the bank is going to pay you back as an extra money after 1 year, that 4% is the interest, right? And this percentage represent what is the percentage amount of the principal they are going to give it to you. I hope this is clear. And the final is time. Time is for how long you have kept that money with the bank. So we have kept the money with the bank for 1 year. That is what the time is. Hope three terms are clear. Principal is amount deposited. Interest, the extra amount you will get back from the bank for keeping the money with them. And time is the time period for which you have kept the money, right? Now moving on. There are two type of interest: simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest and compound interest. There are some formulas for simple interest and compound interest, but let's start with simple interest. We'll not go to the formula first. We'll understand what happens in simple interest and then come back and see this formula. Okay, going to the next slide. Ramesh deposit 100 rupees in a bank for 3 years at the rate of interest for simple interest rate of 10%. So principal is 100 rupees, time is 3 years, and simple interest or rate of interest is 10% per annum. Per annum means every year. So now what is happening? This 100 he has given to the bank in simple interest. After every year, he will get 10% back extra. So 10% of principal is rupees 10. So after 1 year, he will get this 10 rupees, right? After second year, how much money he will get back? Again 10% of original principal, that is again 10 rupees. This is second year. In the third year, how much money he will get back? 10% of the principal, rupees 10. Third year. So every time he is getting 10% of what? Original principal. Original principal. So every year he get 10% of 100 rupees to his account. So after 3 years, how much interest he has earned? Rupees 10 plus 10 plus 10, 30. And after 3 years, he will get back the original amount he has deposited. So 100 plus 30 is 130 rupees he will get back after 3 years. I hope this is okay. So in simple interest, you just have to know that he will always get 10% of the original principal he has deposited. So 10% of rupees 100. In compound interest, it will be different. That will we see after some slides. But for now, you have to understand that 10% of the principal. Now let's see what the formulas are. So simple interest after 3 years. To calculate that, what was the total interest after 3 years? Rupees 30. So there is a formula for this. Principal into rate of interest into time by 100. Principal into rate of interest into time by 100. So principal is 100 rupees. Rate of interest is 10. Time is 3 years divided by 100 and you will get 30 rupees from here. So 30 rupees is the amount which you will get as a simple interest after 3 years. And what is the total amount he will get back? He will get back his original 100 rupees plus 30 rupees simple interest. So 130 rupees is the amount he will get back. That is principal plus simple interest. So these two formulas you have to understand. And also you have to be, again I am emphasizing, every year he will get 10% of his original principal, right? Now, Ramesh deposited 100 rupees in the bank for 3 years, same question. So simple interest we have calculated is rupees 30. Amount we have calculated is 100 plus 30, that is 130. Now, I hope simple interest is clear. Now, let's move to compound interest and see what the difference exactly is in compound interest. Now, let's see. I go to the bank. Now, again, Ramesh has deposited 100 rupees in the bank for 3 years at the compound interest of 10% per annum. Now, what is happening? At time 0, means today he has given 100 rupees to the bank. This is time 0. After 1 year, what will happen? After 1 year, will happen? So, add 10% per annum. So, add 10%. After 1 year, what is happening? So, after 1 year, he will get back, his principal is 100 plus he will get 10% of 100 rupees. So, that is what? 100 plus 10, that is 110. I hope this is clear. So, 10 is the interest he will get after 1 year and 100 was the original amount. So, 110 is the total money he has in the bank of now. He has not taken out any money. He just have 110 rupees in the bank after 1 year. Stop here. Now tell me, is there any difference between compound interest and a simple interest after 1 year? No. Why? Because starting amount is 100 rupees. In 1 year, he added 10% of the original 100 rupees. So after 1 year, he will have 110 here. And if you see, after 1 year, he will also have 110 rupees here. Right? Now, what difference now happen? So what is the difference in compound interest? In second year, he will again get back 10% of, not this time original principal, no, of the previous amount. 10% of rupees 110 he will get, that is rupees 11. So whatever is the previous amount he has in the bank, he is getting 10% of that. So that is 11 rupees he will get in the second year. So 110 he is in the bank, 11 rupees he got extra in this year. So he will be having 121 at this point of time. I hope this is clear. So what is happening? 100 rupees we started with, 110 was after 1 year, 10% of 110 was added. So 110 plus 10 is, 110 plus 11 is rupees 121. Now if you compare it with simple interest, what was happening? At after 1 year, started his 100, after 1 year he has 110, after second 110 means the whatever, not 110, let's say 100 rupees original amount, 10 rupees added in the first year, 10 rupees added now, he has 120. I hope this is clear. After 2 years in simple interest, he has 120. After 2 years in compound interest, he has 121. Right? Now, what is happening in third year? Third year again, 10% of what? 10% of not the original amount, but 121. 10% of 121 is 12.1. 10% of 121 is 12.1. So 121 is the amount he has currently in the bank. This year he got 12.1 extra in the account. So 133.1 is the amount that is added to his is the final amount. So 121, 10% of 121 is 121 plus 12.1 rupees. 133.1 is the final amount he has in the bank. But in case of simple interest, what happened in the fourth year? 100 original principal, 10 simple interest for first year, 10 second year, 10 third year, he will be having 130. But in case of compound interest, he has 133.1. I hope the difference is clear. Now, we will see what is the formulas for compound interest, right? So, again, if you see, in this 133.1, what is the original principal? Original principal he will get back 100. But what is the interest he has got now? 33.1 is the total interest he has got for 3 years. But in simple interest, he has 30 rupees of simple interest, right? Now, I hope the distinction is clear. Now, let's see the formula. Here the formula is amount after 3 years. Amount after 3 years was principal 1 plus r by 100 raised to power t, or principal is 100 rupees, 1 plus 10 by 100, that is in the question was given 10%, time is 3 years. If you calculate this is 100, 1.1 raised to power 3, and you will get 133.1 the final amount. So here we have a formula for amount after 3 years. There we had a formula where we calculated simple interest, that is PRT by 100. Then we calculated amount as principal plus simple interest. Here we are starting with amount formula, that is very important. Amount formula is P 1 plus R by 100 raised to power T, right? And if you want to calculate interest from it, so interest plus principal is the final amount. So if you want to calculate compound interest, that is amount what you have calculated in the last formula minus original principal, that is 133.1 minus 100, that is rupees 33.1. I hope this is clear. What is the difference again? In case of simple interest, the interest was being charged on the original principal, but in compound interest is charged on the amount you have in the bank after every year, not the original principal. After every year, they will check how much money you have in the bank, and on that they will give you interest. And in reality, in banking structure or whatever you have in the bank, this is being followed. So whatever, if you keep the money in the bank, they most of the time gives you compound interest, right? In reality, right? Now I hope the distinction is clear, difference is clear between simple interest and compound interest. You just have to learn 4 formulas, but the difference between A and B is very, in simple interest and compound interest is very important. And again, I will give you a simple question to think about. After 1 year, will there be a difference between compound interest and the simple interest? After first year, what will be the difference between compound interest and the simple interest? After second year and third year and fourth year, so on, will there be a difference between compound interest and the simple interest? A food for thought. After first year, will there be any difference? And after that, what will be the difference? Right? This is what you have learned till now. Now, this question we have already covered. Rupees 100 in the bank for 3 years, compounded this much, and how calculated compound interest. Now we have a formula, we can calculate it, right? Now moving on. Now, As I told you in the last example, we started with 100. After 1 year, this amount was becoming 110. Here it was becoming 121. Here it was becoming 133.1. So interest was being charged after every 1 year. After every 1 year. So there were 3 jumps in our example, right? But if someone tells you that interest charge now is being semi-annually. Semi-annually means after every 6 months, the interest will be charged. So instead of looking like this is time 1 year, time 2 year, time 3 year, your jumps will look like, how will your jumps look like? 1 jump, 2 jump, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after every 6 months, interest is being charged in case of semi-annually. So what will be the difference in the formula if semi-annually is given in the question? Principal will stay the same, that is rupees 100, no difference there. Now, time is 3 years. 3 years is the total time. How many 6 months jump will have? So 3 into, so each year will have 2 jumps. So means if this is a year, will be jumping 2 times semi-annually. So 3 into t is 6 total jumps we will be needing. So multiply 3 by 2 for semi-annually. So that is the time period. Rate of interest is 10%, but this is for the full year. You have to divide it by 2 because now interest is being charged half yearly. So 5% is the interest charge. So the principal here will be 100 rupees, the same. Time will be 6, semi-annually or whatever you want to say. Time is 6 and rate of interest is now 5%. Now you can calculate the amount and amount by formula P1 plus R by 100 into T. I hope this is clear. Semi-annually questions differs is this way. Whenever they are semi-annually, there is a change in time and rate of interest. Time is multiplied by that into 2 and rate is divided by 2. Right? Now, moving on quarterly. Here the same. Principal is going to say the same. Quarter means every 3 months. So, if there is every 3 months it is happening, so in 1 year there will be 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. So, time is 3 years. 3 years multiplied by 4 jumps each year. So there will be total 12 jumps in total. Rate of interest will be 10% divided by what? Divided by 4 for quarterly, that is 2.5%. Every quarter interest is being charged. So amount calculated will be P1 plus R by 100 into T. Right? So the only difference is time is being multiplied by 4 and rate of interest is being divided by 4. I hope this is clear. This is how we will calculate amount, and compound interest you can calculate as amount minus principal. I hope this is clear. Quarterly and semi-annually. So just a quick revision. Simple interest was PRT by 100. Amount has the same formula. Amount is principal plus simple interest. In compound interest, we calculated amount like this: P1 plus R by 100 raised to by T, and here the formula for compound interest is amount minus principal. When there was a quarterly, when there was a semi-annually. Semi-annually means every 6 months. Time was being multiplied by 2, rate was being divided by 2. When there was a quarterly, time was being multiplied by 4, rate of interest was divided by 4. And that completes our simple interest and the compound interest. You can download this PDF from our Telegram channel, and if you have any doubt on this topic, you can post them in the comments. That's all for this video, and best of luck for your preparation, and we'll be meeting in the next video with a new topic. Thank you.